are you celebrating? We need to score another one.
I remember I shouted and you also shouted Morsain. I said, what the are you doing? Take the ball and come back.
So league খেলা হইতেছে দুপুরবেলা ভিড়ের সময় যখন সবাই কাজে আছে. That means no viewership, no fans coming into the stadium, and no growth of the league whatsoever. Basundhara Kings, biggest football club in Bangladesh, big stadium, all these big players. Can you tell us why you left?
It was about
13 Arambag footballers and club officials banned from match fixing.
And sometimes I just watched them and I was thinking like, what the is going on? Seriously.
Basundhara Kings, Abohani and Mohammedan, Bangladesh's tinta top club, were banned by FIFA.
Playing for the national team, you don't get a salary. আমরা কোনো টাকা পাচ্ছি না. So our income is mainly from the club. So I remember first time I came, it was 2011 actually. There was no grass on the field, it was just mud. And it was raining. I was thinking, why did I come?
And Porsche with a matha kata. It's like, why?
Who is the player? You can't even say who
Guess the player. That's the caption. That's the caption. Guess the player.
Yeah, because all the goals we conceded are shit goals, right?
Defense look really, really bad.
Yeah.
Another football team defense eto baje keno?
It's the concentration to the very final second. I think maybe that once we turn that over, we'll be on the same level and we'll beat these teams.
Yeah, heartbreaking moment. It was the 4-3 defeat against.
Can I swear on the podcast?
100%.
Well, football's a
যারা জানে না, প্লেইং ফর বাংলাদেশ ভার্সেস প্লেইং ইন বাংলাদেশের মধ্যে অনেক বড় একটা ডিফারেন্স আছে. যেমন we all talk about playing for the Bangladesh national team, but no one ever talks about playing in the Bangladesh National League. Ajker episode we're joined by the incredible captain of the Bangladesh national team, Jamal Bhuyan, and star center back Tariq Kazi to talk about the world of Bangladeshi football. And we're going to dive into some good sides of the game as well, and some dark sides of it. Hopefully we'll have a good one. Hamza Chowdhury, Shamit Showman, এতগুলো rising star choosing to play for the national team. Is that excitement still there amongst the players? Naki, is it starting to go away?
Jay, you want to go first?
I think the excitement is not only the players, but mostly for the fans, supporters. I think for them is more exciting. Of course, for us players, but if you're with them every day and you see them every day, of course it fades away. But as a player, I'm still happy to have them. But আমি মনে করি এটা mostly more the fans and the supporters.
Yeah, I agree with Jay. In the end of the day, Hamza and Shamit, they are just human beings like us. They're both very nice guys. Not only Hamza and Shamit, but also, for example, Fahmidullah and Zayan. We're all young guys, who love football. So, yeah, in the start, obviously, among the group, there was also excitement that we're getting these great players, but also we're getting great human beings. So I think their characters also help the team a lot.
So Bangladeshi fanদের যে এত hype, এত excitement, এত buzz, with the excitement, doesn't expectations also come in?
Yeah, definitely. It's everywhere in football. If a club signs big players or national team, in our case, gets big players like, for example, Hamza, who has Premier League experience, obviously, expectations will come. It's very normal, and I think pressure is privilege. So I think we're in a privileged situation where the fans are expecting a lot from us.
I think the excitement is more there because they're like Bideshi Bangladeshi. So people expect more, of course. But let's say a new young Bangladeshi footballer came into national team. I don't know if it would be the same excitement. Of course, there will be excitement around him. But the pressure on him versus the pressure from a guy from outside, how he has to perform I think is bigger. So let's say, for example, Shomit or Zayan. So people are expecting something different. If it was the local, I don't think the same expectations would be there.
Media dosh. Yeah, I think they're the ones building that expectation on them. But I want to ask, is it fair to expect so much from these young players or these Bideshi Bangladeshis who are coming in and being piled with so much expectations on them?
Well, I think for Hamza and Shomit, they are probably used to the expectations and playing in front of big crowds. But then when you look, for example, Fahmedul or Zayan, or why not even Cuba Mitchell? I think the fans need to also be patient with them, because it's very normal for a young player to, let's say, play a good game, but then the next game might be bad. It's also happened in my case. So I think patience is the key in this, and I'm sure they will all succeed.
Ever since we saw all these big changes in Bangladeshi football, we've had a string of results. I want to talk about the results. We've got India's সাথে 0-0, Bhutan's সাথে 2-0 win, Singapore's সাথে 2-1 loss, Nepal's সাথে 0-0 draw, Hong Kong's সাথে 4-3 loss, and Hong Kong's সাথে 1-1. One win in quite a few games. Are you guys trying to feel that expectation has to turn into pressure for you guys? Is there pressure to get results?
No, I think সবসময় pressure আছে when you're playing for the national team, কারণ মানুষ expect করে জিততে হবে. It doesn't matter who plays, but people have this expectation that we need points or we need a win. But if you don't win in a few games, then the pressure comes more, right? And it's not only on the players, it's also the management. And of course, as a player, you can feel it.
Yeah. যেমন যারা বাংলাদেশ ক্রিকেট ফলো করে, there's been that buzz for years now, but আমরা কখনো কোনো ট্রফি দেখতে পারি না, and we don't see as many wins either. I feel like Bangladeshi football, this hype and buzz, this deserves results as well. But at the same time, fanদের অনেক understanding হইতে হয়. Do you think, or how important is it for fans to be patient with Bangladeshi football now?
Yeah, I think it's important. I understand the fans' perspective that they want us to win every game, right? But it's a process in the end of the day. Success doesn't happen in a day. It could be years of work, years of hard work. So I'm very optimistic about the future. Like I don't see a reason why we won't succeed. It's now up to us. But yeah, obviously I think the fans should be patient and just trust the process and trust the team that is building from here. What do you think, Jay?
If I can give an example, Morocco national team, I think in 2002, 2003, the federation made a huge investment. I think they invested $65 million on new pitches, hotels, accommodation. মানে national teamer জন্য আর under 19, 21 ওরার জন্য they gave them top quality coaches, top quality facilities. And then I think it was like after 15 to 20 years, you're seeing the results. So আমরা যদি same করতে পারি, because BFF, I understand they don't have the same money, but আমরা same করতে পারি, like start to make top facilities for the national team and also for the under 15, 16, 17, 18, and so on. So as Tariq said, it's a process, but we can do something similar, and then maybe after 10 to 20 years, we will see the results of it. The best example is Morocco. The last World Cup, I think they become number 3.
Yeah.
And then, what was it?
They won the under 20 World Cup.
The 21 World Cup.
No.
So they're seeing the results right now.
Something similar is happening with Uzbekistan at the moment as well.
Yeah.
So they qualified for the World Cup now. I don't think like 15, 20 years ago, there was a big difference between Bangladesh and Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
But then in the end of the day, Uzbekistan, they invested in the right things. And now they have qualified for the World Cup, and what a team they have, and what a domestic league they have.
Yeah. So pressure যেমন প্লেয়ারদের উপর ফল করা উচিত to get results. It should more so even be on the Bangladeshi board as a whole and the federation as a whole to make sure the environment is right for the players.
Yeah, I mean, there should there should always be a short-term plan, but also a long-term plan. Because now, what I mean with this long-term plan is that how can we domestically make good players such as, for example, Hamza, right? How can we do that? Or can we set up a proper academy pipeline in Bangladesh with multiple different clubs so that these young players, they would be tested to the limits and they could actually nurture the potential they have? Because I feel like, for example, in the national team, Rakib and Fahim, what raw talents, like raw talent. You can see, let's take now Rakib, so powerful, so strong, so quick. But what if Rakib got the proper academic pipeline? I swear he would not play in Bangladesh at the moment. No way.
Yeah.
And he would have $1 million in his bank account.
So wait, so what's going wrong exactly? What do you mean by academic pipeline?
No, sorry, like academic pipeline. That we have the proper under 7, under 8, under 9, under 10. We would have a proper system to nurture the young players.
থেকে properly grooming করা হইতো.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
I think when a goal is to see national or international scouts coming in, watching all the games and picking out our best talent and making sure they play in Europe, right?
Yeah.
But that's not happening.
And
far
even
from it.
Probably Jamal, when you were in Denmark, you were with the same club for what, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, so I started in my first club when I was 6. Then I was with that club till I was 14. Then I changed to another club. And they I had practice 3 to 4 times a week. And I had, in the weekends, we had a match. And then maybe in the summer, we would have tournaments and so on. But we had the proper guideline to know what it takes to become a footballer. কারণ এখন যেটা হয়, those 16, 17, 18 years old, তুমি ভালো খেলো, তুমি ওই ক্লাবে চলে যাও, and then the boy gets lost. এরকম হয় এখন. So we need what Tariq is saying.
So যেটা হওয়া উচিত যে একদম ছোটবেলার থেকে you're part of the footballing system instead of একদম পরে গিয়ে 16, 17, 18 গিয়ে once you join the system, ওই groomingটা হয় না.
You learn the basics. You learn the basics when you're in the club. So you don't have to have that. You don't need to learn that when you're 16, 17, 18. You already have that knowledge from when you were young, because it sits in your mind and in your brain.
Yeah.
Like I think in a perfect world, all the BFL clubs would have their own academies, all the way from, I don't know, like under 6 to under 19s. But I think Basundhara Kings, they have. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
They have their own academy. Also, the Khan brothers, they have the NLSM academy.
So none of the other clubs have under 18s, 21s, under 12s?
No,
I don't think active academies. I think once every 2 years they might have an under 18 tournament or something, but there's nothing sustainable, right? There's no sustainable place for a young footballer in Bangladesh to grow.
You never hear a Bangladeshi kid say, আমার আজকে প্র্যাকটিস আছে, তো আমি তোমার সাথে খেলতে পারি না. So you never hear that from when I was a kid, I would tell my friends, I cannot be with you guys, I have practice at 4 o'clock, for example. So
that's so true. So Bangladeshi football, when we talk about it, criticize korte boshi, we should talk about the roots of it. That is, Bangladesher choto chelera ekhona bolte parbe na, as you said, they're not going to practice. We systemtai na for them to grow and become the next Hamza Chowdhury or Jamal Bhuyan. That's a very, very lot of work to do.
You can't blame the players, because they didn't get the proper academic culture. So you can't blame the player,
Next, I feel like Bangladeshi football in recent times, the most heartbreaking moment, it was the 4-3 defeat against Hong Kong. You were both playing that day. What was the feeling like during the match?
We went 3-1 down, and then when we scored to 2-3, I think we all had that okay, we can score one more goal. And I think it was in the 90+7 minute we scored, and everybody went crazy because we equalized to 3-3. And then I think most of the players thought the game was over, because the problem was when they kicked off, 4 of our players were still on their half. Like they didn't track back.
Tariq, so you're part of the defense. Was it that the defender switched off?
Well, can I swear on the podcast?
100%.
Well, football's a bitch, right? So football will take you all the way to cloud 9. What happened when we scored?
Yeah.
And then 20, 30 seconds later, it takes you to the worst moment of your life.
But you're one of the senior players now. Don't you tell the rest of the team, hey, switch on, anything can happen.
Yeah, but because football is about milliseconds, right?
Yeah.
You know, everything happens so quick. You know, we can sit here and we can say, what if?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's easy now.
Yeah.
But in the heat of the moment, you know, maybe we're still excited about the goal. And then maybe we're thinking that, okay, now after the kickoff, the referee will whistle the full time. And maybe there's a lack of concentration. And as I said, football's a bitch, you know.
3-1 থেকে 3-3 draw kara would have felt like a win, no doubt. But Jamal, we had Sheikh Morsain bhai on the podcast very recently, but uni ওই দিন একটা জিনিস করছিল which really stuck out to me during that game was when it was 3-1, যখন 3-2 হয়, যখন Sheikh Morsain scores that goal, অনেকগুলো player go to celebrate. Then you have to call them in, hey, asho, like it's just 3-2, like the game's not over.
I think me and Tariq shouted at Morsain. We shouted at Morsain actually.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he scored the 3-2 goal.
Yeah,
I was like,
so
what the fuck are you celebrating? We need to score another one.
I remember I shouted and you also shouted at Morsain. I said, what the fuck are you doing? Check the ball and come back.
So what does that moment tell you about Bangladeshi football? Jamra 3-2 hartisi tao amra laugh.
No, but
I mean, fair enough.
No, but let me clear Morsain's image. He switched off for 5 seconds and started to celebrate, and then he realized that, okay, we need to score another goal.
Yeah, but so there were like 4 or 5 players behind. I mean, sure, goal marks are great, but
I think it's just the heat of the moment. You know, you're in the.
Is this like a mentality thing, like a maturity thing? Like I think on a camera, Hong Kong khela dekha age we're like, oh, Hong Kong is a very big team. Ek gole harle it's okay, but as a fan, you don't want to have that mentality. Harle it's okay. Bhalo khelche.
Yeah.
Like what goes on inside the players' heads? Like, of course you want to win, right? Like that goal should be clear.
Yeah, it's, you know, in football everybody don't have the same mind. So if you want to celebrate in front of the cameras and stuff like that, it's fine. But you also have, as a player, you have to know the situation you're in. So if we were leading 2-1 at that moment, fine, take all the time you want. But we are behind. So that's why we were like kind of shouting. And, you know, he also knew after the match.
But it was funny as a Bangladeshi sports fan, you know, যেটা ক্রিকেটে কয়বার হয়েছে ওর মুশফিকুর একবার লাফায় সেলিব্রেট করতেছে, but we didn't even win the game and then we end up losing. Like it's like আমি lifelong, I've been a Tottenham Hotspur fan, a Bangladesh cricket fan.
Tough times in your life, man.
And now I'm a Bangladesh football fan. So এই ধরনের heartbreak has come again and again, and it's like a question of like, where are we going wrong? Is it mentality, maturity? Like, why do we always manage to bottle the game, you know? It's just, it's very, very frustrating. But
a football game is 90 minutes, you know. Even in the last second, something can happen, like happened to us.
Yeah.
Right? So.
But the defense, like I'm going to point the gun at you a little bit, but the defense is frustrating. Like Bangladeshi footballer defense is not up to the mark yet. While midfield attacking look really, really good. What should we do there? But like, what kind of improvement should we demand?
Well, I wasn't on the pitch when we conceded the goal, right? But, okay, about the Hong Kong game, for example.
SCANeDalous would not be possible without the support of Rustic Eatery. Amar honestly এখানে আসতে অনেক ভালো লাগে. Very wide range of dishes. Prices খুবই affordable and এক একটা item ফাটাফাটি হয়. So you guys have to come here. It's a perfect place to bring your friends and family এবং স্টুডেন্টদের ক্ষেত্রে extremely friendly. So do not miss out. Visit Rustic Eatery branches in Bonani, Dhanmondi, Shantinagar, or Uttara anytime. Go there now and grab the best food. And back to the podcast.
Maybe from out of all the 4 goals, I would say maybe one you could be like this for the defense. Point the finger, right? Because all the goals we conceded are shit goals, right? We conceded very bad goals.
And it makes the defense look really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like, আমাদের football team defense এত বাজে কেন হবে?
Yeah, no, but if we lose 5-0, it doesn't mean that the defense is shit and it's all the defenders' fault.
I'm not saying individual কোনো player সমস্যা, I'm saying like as a collective, like sync like এক একটা player এক একটা জায়গায়, it's like coachের সমস্যা almost মনে হয়, like something doesn't seem all right.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe that is the difference between us and Hong Kong still. It's the concentration to the very final second. I think maybe that once we turn that over, we'll be on the same level and we'll beat these teams.
Yeah.
Maybe that's obviously now when we lost 1-0 in Hong Kong. No, sorry, when we played 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
I raised my hand fully for the goal we conceded. I'm not the guy that I will hide behind facts. It was my mistake. That's it. But the 4 goals that we conceded at home were just very bad goals. And it's like one mistake leads to another mistake. Like the mistake can already start on the other half of the pitch.
Yeah.
It's like a domino
How
effect.
you play off the ball.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect. And the final result is us conceding a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very rarely in football you concede goals that are 100% individual mistakes.
Right. আমি হচ্ছে সিঙ্গাপুরের 2-1 ডিফিটটাতে ছিলাম at the stadium, and the midfield looked so good, attack looked decent, but then defend করার সময় it's like the entire team has to come back or another goal খাবে. Like the fans could feel it যে unless the entire team goes back আমরা goal খাবে. And something about the team, I don't know how to say it, like is it the coaching, is it the planning, or is it that the players haven't been playing together long enough? What's going wrong?
Oh, Sam, bro. In the end of the day in football you need 11 players to attack, 11 players to defend.
Yeah.
Like that's the ABC of football.
But when কে যেমন এখন বলতে হবে যে বাংলাদেশ ক্রিকেট টিম নে বোলিং এর উপর ভরসা আছে, বাট ব্যাটিং ইজ অ্যান অ্যাবসলিউট বটল জব। ফুটবল প্লেয়ারের ক্ষেত্রে সেম জিনিসটা বিল্ড করা শুরু করছে, কিন্তু যে ডিফেন্সে ঝামেলা আছে।
Well, if you look at it that way, it's not only the defenders. Like when a striker misses a chance, you say, come on, next time. But if a defender makes a mistake or a goalkeeper makes a mistake, it looks very bad, right? So the level of mistakes is not the same.
True. Tariq, anything to add on this?
No, I agree with you. And I agree with Jay. Like, if a goalkeeper or me as a center back, if we make a mistake, the result will usually be that we have 1 goal, or like the opponent has 1 goal more. But if a striker makes a mistake, let's say shooting, the result stays the same.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, but I take the pressure again as privilege,
Yeah. 100%. Jamal bhai, আপনি বাংলাদেশ ন্যাশনাল টিমের জন্য খেলতেছেন for 10 years or a bit more now. এই 10 বছর playing for the national team, what were some of the low points আগে versus some of the high points you're seeing now? Can you draw us a picture of this?
So I remember first time I came, it was 2011 actually, so it's almost 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, so that time we were practicing in Biggest-B, and I swear to God, there was no grass on the field. It was just mud. And it was raining. I was thinking, why did I come?
Fuck.
And I'm not criticizing Biggest-B or like something like that, but I'm saying it's not the same as staying in a hotel, for example.
Yeah, and then this is the national team we're talking about.
And this is the national team. So especially in the beginning, I remember there was also sometimes we would stay in the BFF house, which is not a hotel either, and it's not professional cooks, chef cooks who makes the food.
So কি খাওয়া হয়
So
national team এ?
আমার মনে আছে আমার before one SAF I was like I had diarrhea for like 1 month or something like that. I was like gone. I think I lost 7-8 kilo or something like that. But compared to now, we are staying in like a top hotel. We're getting the best facilities. Like we're practicing in a stadium. We have a good gym, good physio, good doctors. We didn't have that when I came, but now I'm seeing a big difference. And like how do you say it? The interest of the national team has just gone so high to when I started.
When you first came তখন কি মানে empty stadiums and
Empty stadiums ছিল না, but the quality of the facilities, the surroundings, it was just, let's say it was a 2 to today we're maybe at an 8 or 9.
yeah.
So there's a big difference there. And then of course in between there was some maybe lack of audience also. But এখন তো পুরো scenario change হয়ে গেছে because more players, নতুন player আসছে, and I think football is on the rise again. And as a player you can feel it. Also I think public can also feel it. The public মানে যে কোনো জায়গা আমি যাই এখন মানুষ জিজ্ঞেস করতেছে like how's the practice going, or will this player play, or হ্যাঁ কেন খেলতেছে, মানে like all these type of questions. So for me I like it because then I know okay what the interest আছে, they're following the football, and it's from the boy who's 5 years old to the guy who's 50 years old, and you're like that's something positive.
But Jamal bhai, hats off to you, like 14 বছর believing in Bangladeshi football, being patient. I want to ask Jay, when you joined back in 2011, did you always see this vision যে Bangladeshi football একদিন এই ধাপে দেখা হবে?
No, but when you join, you think to yourself there's so much room for improvement, but it has taken a lot of time now.
Yeah.
So I think especially last 1 or 2 years for the national team is like you can also see it in the departments. Like now we have 2 or 3 camera guys, video guys. The BFF is showing proper media content to the people so the public can follow what's going on, and there's more media attention to the team. Even I think even international media has their eyes on Bangladesh. If you see, for example, Leicester City, they're posting the dates. Let's say Leicester has a game 12 o'clock in England, then they will write it Dhaka time 5 p.m. or something like that. So they also know there is a big audience in Bangladesh who
100%.
likes football. And I give another example. When we played against Australia, there was 3 or 4 Australian journalists, even from Al Jazeera, amaki contact korche. They wanted an interview. So I also feel there's like an international thing for us right now.
This is where I want to go back to. Like, there's so much potential, you know?
Yeah.
Like just what Jay said. He's got 5-year-olds, kids asking who's gonna play, blah blah blah.
Man, there's a nation of 200 million people
Exactly.
after all. There's so
let's make a platform where these 5-year-olds can be nurtured in the right way, right? And we will become a football powerhouse in Asia, inshallah, you know.
Inshallah.
Yes.
Latching onto that, realistically, Bangladeshi football next 5 years এ কোন দিকে যাচ্ছে?
Well, let's compare, I've been in the national team for 5 years, give or take. And where we're now, it's way ahead. Miles ahead than where we were 5 years ago. So if I now look the next 5 years, if it goes like this, it's gonna be so good 5 years. You know, like I'm very optimistic about the future, and now because we've got all these great additions, there's experienced guys, there's young guys, good mixture of guys. So I am very optimistic about the 5 years.
Yeah, as Tariq said, is looking positive.
Yeah.
But এটা রাখতে হবে না. So we have to keep going. মানে, let's say we take a break, then it goes back to the normal. You want to go up. So not only the players, I think everyone involved with Bangladesh football, they have to be on the same track. Then we can progress.
আমি এটা মোরসিন ভাইকে জিজ্ঞেস করছিলাম বিকজ আই ফিল লাইক একটা ফুটবল ফ্যান হিসাবে দিস ইজ দ্য ড্রিম। আমরা কি বাংলাদেশ ফুটবলকে ফিফা ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপে নেক্সট 5 to 10 years আমরা দেখতে পারবো?
It's such a hard question because let's say a great example is Indonesia. I think 2-3 years ago we played draw with them. Now the same Indonesia team are beating giants like Saudi Arabia jara World Cup khele because they had players from Europe coming in. I'm not saying we're going to play a World Cup in 10 years, but the way we are progressing is very positive, and playing World Cup it's very hard because the competition is so hard. But there is a belief.
Tariq bhai? Like surely that has to be on the player's mind. You have to.
No, every
reach
player
that
wants
level.
to play the World Cup, and every player wants to win the World Cup,
Yeah.
right? But we have to also be realistic, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
And I would say 5 years might be a
Oh,
little
5
too
years
quick.
though, yeah, too quick.
No, because you said 5 to 10 years,
5 to
right?
10 years.
Yeah.
So that might be a bit difficult, right? Of course, we will work for it, but we have to build those stepping stones, like Jay said, and keep the momentum going on.
Yeah.
You know, and if we just continue working, why not? Let's say 2040. Why won't we be in the World Cup?
100%.
But success doesn't happen in a day.
But Denmark, there's like 5 million people. মানে 50 লাখ মানুষ আছে। ওরা almost every World Cup খেলতেছে।
Yeah.
আর
What a
আমরা
fantastic team.
almost 20 কোটি মানুষ। So if they can, why can we?
I think it tells you player but manush technique সমস্যা না. I think it's more of how the team is run and how investment is needed. Like you said, the Morocco example is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. Because then, again, like India and China, they're also good examples.
Yeah.
How many
Billions of
people
Billions of
still don't qualify for the World Cup?
এখন আমরা আসবো to much more of the juicier bit of the podcast. আমার sometimes এগুলো নিয়ে বলতে একটু ভয়ও লাগে, but at the same time I love it. So যারা বাংলাদেশি ফুটবল ফলো করে তারা সবাই কয়েকদিন আগে তারিক কাজীর একটা পোস্ট দেখছে on social media, and আমি দেখার পর I was like, wow, এটা বেশ সারপ্রাইজিং, but what made me very happy was while newsটা খুবই খারাপ and very sad for us to see, the comment section made me very happy, seeing যে national team football player Hamza Chowdhury, Jamal Bhuyan, Sheikh Morsain, all these players were supporting you. It shows যে football player at least একসাথে একটা cause behind আসতে পারে. But it was very crazy to see that news because Basundhara Kings, biggest football club in Bangladesh, big stadium, all these big players. Can you tell us why you left?
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks for all the affection and support. Jay,
Thank
as
you.
well. I was flooding with a lot of supportive messages, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, this decision was not about football; it was about principles, right? And I had and have a lot of respect for the project we had with Basundhara Kings. I felt like I was important. I appreciated all the fans, the coaching staff, everything, you know. I had a good 5-6 years there. But then it's tough to say. Obviously there was these salary issues, and after many months of waiting and goodwill, trying to sort it out in a, I would say, in a mature way, and which wouldn't cause any noise,
Yeah.
let's say, because obviously it's a vulnerable subject, right? I wanted to solve it in that way, but unfortunately it didn't go that way. So in the end of the day, I had to choose self-respect, because maybe I wasn't hearing the echo back from the club,
Yeah.
which I was, in my opinion, showing them. So I had to draw a line for that.
আপনার পোস্টে লেখা ছিল 12 months of inconsistent payments.
Yeah.
Does this mean যে ওরা আপনাকে কোনো স্যালারি দেয় না for 12 মাস, নাকি পেমেন্ট ঠিকমতো আসতেছিল না and you were trying to be patient but didn't work out?
No, it was. Wait, can we take a pause? What is the word? Fuck. I have it in Finnish language.
What are you
It's
trying
like
to say?
inconsistent.
Yeah, inconsistent. আমি এটাই জিজ্ঞেস করছি.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, so what I'm trying to ask is,
Yeah.
12 মাসে কি inconsistent payments or you didn't get paid at all?
You want to do it again?
Okay,
The
sure.
question.
So আপনার পোস্টটাতে it said যে it was 12 months of inconsistent salary payments. Was it যে salary দিচ্ছিল না for এক বছর, নাকি আসতেছিল but nowhere near what you were supposed to be paid?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to any numbers whatsoever, but yeah, it was inconsistent for a year, and actually over a year. And as I said earlier, the final decision from my side was based on principles, because I feel like I showed a lot of respect and loyalty towards the club, but in the end of the day, that dialogue didn't work, and loyalty goes two ways, right? So in this case, I feel like we were not able to solve the situation in a transparent way, so I had to opt out to the solution I made.
যদি বসুন্ধরা কিংস ছাড়া অন্য কোনো ক্লাব হইতো, আপনি কি 12 মাসে বেশি ওয়েট করতেন?
No, I don't think so. It's now tough to say what will happen in the future, right? But my initial thought is no, just because of the connection I had with the fans.
Because this is your life, this is your job, this is your earning.
Yeah, no, but
live on this.
But football for me, with Basundhara, there was this emotional side, right? And there still is. I wish nothing bad for the club, right? And I respect the fans. I respect the project they have. But I think that is the reason why I stayed there for such a long time, because I believed that we can solve this situation in a way that is fair for both sides and in a very transparent and a friendly way.
I think এই এপিসোডটাতে আমি কেন বলতেছি যে প্লেইং ফর দ্য বাংলাদেশি ন্যাশনাল টিম, যেখানে আমরা ফ্যানরা এত এক্সাইটেড, আমরা সবকিছু দেখতে পারতেছি, আবার প্লেইং ইন বাংলাদেশ, প্লেইং ইন দ্য ন্যাশনাল লিগ, এন্ড সিং যে বসুন্ধরা কিংসের মতো এত বড় একটা ক্লাব যেখানে এই ধরনের জিনিস হইতে পারে, এবং আপনার মতো একটা ন্যাশনাল টিমের প্লেয়ারের সাথে থিংস লাইক দিস হ্যাপনিং, ওয়্যার আপনি একটা কাজ করতেছেন বা আপনি ফুটবল খেলতেছেন বাট ইউর নট গেটিং পেইড. I'm very glad that you spoke about it. But Jamal bhai, is this a very common situation in all these Bangladeshi football clubs?
I think অনেক player same scenario face করছে like Tariq bhai, but a lot of players choose to be silent about it because they don't want to be in a bad light with the clubs or the club they're playing for. কারণ they're maybe thinking, oh, next year I'll go to this club, but if I made noise with this club, maybe this club will not take me.
Yeah.
তো এরকম হইতে পারে. So that's why I think it's positive that Tariq he told the media about this thing and everybody about this thing, but I think it's pretty common in Bangladesh football that you're missing some payments, but not everyone, of course.
এটা কি মানে প্লেয়াররা কি পেমেন্ট পাচ্ছে না নাকি পেমেন্ট লেট করে আসে? Which one is it?
Mostly lately, I will say.
আচ্ছা।
সবার reasons আছে. Of course, as a player, you do your job and you just want to get paid, right? But maybe the club can be in financial problems and stuff like that. They can have their own problems. But as a player, you don't know that. So I think there has to be a more clear line between the player and the club. Karon, end of the day, as a player, especially in Tariq's case, he's playing for the national team. You have to understand, playing for the national team, you don't get a salary. Amra kono taka pacchi na. So our income is mainly from the club, because we are playing for national, because of we are proud to represent Bangladesh. So if you don't get the salary from your main source of income, then problems. Like it can be like mental problems. It can be pressure from families. You have bills to pay like other normal people. So that can also have an effect on the player. But there needs to be more clear lines.
আপনারা কি এই ধরনের স্যালারি ইস্যুস ফেস করতে হয়েছে আগে?
I've been lucky. So I think the highest I had to wait was 3-4 months. I have missed one salary.
I wouldn't mess with the national team captain.
So
That's scary.
But I mean, pay gechi, but I think more players have faced the same problem as Tariq.
আমি জাস্ট ভাবতেছি যদি তারিক কাজীর মতো স্টার সেন্টার ব্যাক প্লেইং ফর দ্য ন্যাশনাল টিম, উনার যদি স্যালারি নিয়ে ইস্যু ফেস করতে হয়, ফর হিম টু স্পিক আপ এন্ড সবাই তো সারপ্রাইজ এন্ড হ্যাপি, what about the smaller players? What about the smaller players who are not getting their salaries and they can't even speak up? I'm just locally hoye boltam like absolutely not. I would never be able to speak up because, as you said, if I do, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, I think that's the issue, right? That there's no voice for the players who are in trouble or having issues. I've spoken to Jay about this before, that there is no players union in Bangladesh, or if there is, I've never heard about it, and it would be very odd that me as a national team player have never heard about it. And that's where we players would have a platform, the union, who would defend us.
Yeah.
We would have our lawyers in the union who would defend us if there were any disputes or any irregularities happening.
Because এখানে the football clubs বা যারা এই ধরনের ইস্যু ক্রিয়েট করতেছে তারা একটা প্লেয়ারকে তো ভয় পায় না, বাট যদি সব প্লেয়ার একসাথে অ্যাকশন নিত, that would definitely be a much more formidable force. আপনি এই পোস্টটা দেওয়ার পর I'm sure অনেক ধরনের প্লেয়াররা reached out to you saying যে hey, I face the same issue. What are some of the saddest stories you've heard about failure to pay players in the Bangladeshi National League?
Well, I can't answer that.
Oh,
So we're just gonna cut that
fair.
because I cannot speak about
On other issues.
yeah.
Fair
you know,
enough.
like, it's not good, bro.
Fair enough. Jamal bhai, you came to play in Bangladesh at a very, very young age. And now it's been 14 years, like you said. Do you regret choosing to play for the Bangladeshi Football League?
No, because when I started, or in the beginning, the league was going up and up and up and up.
Oh,
Yeah, because it was more like the last 2 years has been very hard for the clubs.
that's so interesting. So you're saying যে আগে বা 2010 এর পর বাংলাদেশি ফুটবল লিগ অনেক ভালো পজিশনে ছিল?
Yeah, I think we hit the in my opinion, it hit the peak in like 2022.
Yeah,
Oh.
That was like the peak.
Peak was 2022, 23.
Yeah, like
Like
after COVID.
Bangabandhu Football Gold Cup, was it that one?
No,
No,
I
no,
mean,
no, no,
bro,
no.
I'm talking about the
State of the league.
domestic league.
The domestic
Oh.
Like
was
the
good.
peak was 22.
It was very good, and I think there was like 6-7 proper clubs who were competing,
Yeah.
and it started already from what 2012, 13. So aste it went up, and then I think from 2024 it has been on a downtrend. But I'm sure and I hope for everyone that maybe after 1 or 2 years I will change her.
But that's so funny though, because last act watch a Bangladesh national team, the buzz is going crazy, but people don't know, but the league is going down.
Yeah, that's the main concern for I think for the local players. Karon league has been going down, but we don't want it to go down. We want it to be like a nice proper league, but because of the situation we are in, that's why the clubs have some problems. So Shobai, I think most people are like, give it 1 or 2 years and then we'll be back to the, like Tariq said, peak 22 again. But back then it was like proper.
I think financial issues are holding the league back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Tariq bhai, apni European club der jonno kheltechilen and then you left to play for a Bangladeshi top club. Do you regret making that decision?
No, I have zero regrets. I got to see not only the national team side, but also the club side of my country. And that was essentially, now looking back into it, it's like, it's such a great thing, you know. I got to play here. I got to see how much football means in Bangladesh. I also have this connection with the fans. There's mutual love. So I don't regret it at all. But now I think I'm ready for a new step outside of Bangladesh. Just test the
Absolutely.
waters.
So apni Basundhara Kings chharar por, are you aiming for Europe next? Are Bangladeshi clubs approaching you? Naki are you trying to go for a European club, inshallah?
Yeah, in this short period of time, few teams in the Bangladesh local league contacted me, and I appreciate that they did. They were asking how I was, what's the situation now. I respect that a lot, but unfortunately at the moment, my priority is to play outside of Bangladesh, because I still feel like I have the capability to play, and I really believe in myself.
100%.
And I'm not only as a footballer, but also mentally ready to take that next step in my career.
I think Bangladeshi Football League, you'll be one of the top players. Well, Bideshi ke khelle, you get to challenge yourself, and you're still very young. So
Yeah.
I think it's a massive room to
Yeah.
prove yourself. Awesome. Koyekdin age, Basundhara Kings, Abohani, and Mohammedan, Bangladesh's tinta top club, were banned by FIFA, or they were given a transfer ban because of failure to pay certain top international players in the league. How damaging is this for Bangladeshi football?
I think it's very, very damaging.
You are one of the victims. So go
But
for it.
I think it's very damaging because football is a worldwide thing, right? And now if players from outside, they see this kind of news coming outside of Bangladesh, that teams are having issues paying their players, why would they opt to come here, right? There's no point, because we're playing this to get our bread on the table. But these transfer bans, maybe they can also be a wake-up call for the domestic teams, that okay, and also the federation, that okay, maybe we need to do something better, that this won't happen again.
Yeah.
Because how can you attract players to come here and play if we're having these issues?
Yeah.
And these issues, now let's imagine whoever Brazilian player comes to Bangladesh
Yeah.
and is having these kind of issues, it also has a mental effect.
100%.
Like I also, in my situation, I had my very low days. Like there was some days I had to dig really deep, you know.
Our Bangladeshi football club gulo mone korte pare je they are getting away with it, but FIFA has their eyes on the league as well, and FIFA as a governing body will take action, and they have taken action in this case. Jamal bhai, do you have anything to add on this?
I think for me as a Bangladeshi national team player, আমি চাই that all clubs are doing well, that Bangladesh as a football country হিসাবে we're doing well. কারণ we all have a reputation now, and we want to represent ourselves the best way. So those obstacles, যদি বলি obstacles, if we can fix them, fix some of the things which are needed to go to the next level locally, then I think we can switch on and go to, let's say, a more proper international league and attract good players from outside. Because, you know, when, as Tariq said, when bideshi player egula dekhe, then like, nah, not that country. So yeah, that's yeah, it's a little bit damaging.
And it also affects like the local players, because this reflects the professionalism in the domestic league. So now, if a player from outside sees this, they don't want to come here. So we're missing out on some good players that could come here and teach a thing or two to the local players, right? And now the clubs have to opt out to maybe players with less quality.
Yeah.
If you understand. Yeah. Because maybe the quality players from Latin America or Europe don't want to come here.
Yeah, absolutely not. I wouldn't. I mean, no one would if your job and you're being promised a certain amount of cash and that's not being paid for. Yeah, that's not possible. Financial issue থেকে একটু সরে আসবে. I want to touch on something a little bit funny that I found. আমরা সবাই media look, and we were going through the social media of some of these biggest football clubs in Bangladesh. Brothers Union, Jamal bhai joined Brothers Union recently. Very, very big football club. But কেন যে এত বড় একটা বাংলাদেশি ফুটবল ক্লাব হওয়ার পরও, like you're looking at these posts of Jamal bhai joining, or even social media basic posts that হ্যাঁ Jamal bhai training করতেছে, and পরে সবই তো মাথা কাটা. It's like, why?
Who is the player? You can't even say who the
Guess
player
the player.
is.
That's the caption. That's the caption. Guess the player.
Yeah.
So Bangladeshi National League এর এমন একটা অবস্থা যে এত বড় বড় প্লেয়ার থাকা সত্ত্বেও বা মানে ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল ইস্যু তো আছে, বাট ইভেন মিডিয়া কভারেজ ইজ এ ভেরি ভেরি বিগ থিং. যদি আমরা ন্যাশনাল টিমের মতো এই বাসটা ক্রিয়েট করতে চাই, it has to start from every single angle. How important do you think media coverage and marketing is for a league like this to move forward in the future?
I think it's very, very, very important, because it's giving the visibility to the outside world, right? And I think a lot of people outside of the team are very interested what we do or what footballers do in their everyday life. So I think it's very important.
আমার অনেক খারাপ লাগলো শুনে একটু আগে you said যে you're very happy যে এখন দুইটা DOP follow the national team everywhere.
So
But isn't that the minimum?
No.
Isn't that the bare minimum?
So I think whatever's going on with
আগে তো ছিল না.
Yeah.
Like
Damn.
Brothers তো ছিল না. So Brothers has improved a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, there's room for improvement, but আগে তো ছিল না. I didn't see a Brothers social media
Not
before. Like, so they recently started, and of course they can do better, but like everything else in Bangladesh,
But Jamal bhai, you have the biggest voice, or one of the strongest voices in this football system. Shouldn't you be speaking up against these, from social media to financial issues to this, that? Everything needs to improve.
you can talk about it, but what's the saying? Some people talk the talk and some people walk the walk. So you can keep talking, but if nothing's gonna happen, then what you gonna do? Because at the end of the day, I'm just a footballer, right?
Talk the walk the talk. That's the saying.
Yeah, এরকম.
Yeah, that's the saying.
So end of the day, we're just footballer, but we want improvement. And if I have a voice that can help with that, then of course I'm gonna use it. Kinto, it's not my responsibility to say to whatever club, you have to improve this, you have to improve that. ওরা কিন্তু নিজে জানে. But again, there can be some obstacles in the club that they don't choose to use it, or they don't have it because they might be focused on other things.
আচ্ছা, আমরা ফুটবল ম্যাচ নিয়ে কথা বললে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া ইজ এ ভেরি ভেরি বিগ পার্ট, বাট আরো বড় পার্ট হচ্ছে ইজ দ্য স্টেডিয়ামস দ্যাট উই প্লে ইন. ন্যাশনাল স্টেডিয়াম লুকস অ্যামেজিং, বাট ন্যাশনাল লিগে যে আপনারা খেলেন, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য কন্ডিশন অর দ্য স্টেট অফ দ্য স্টেডিয়ামস রাইট নাও?
Not great. Basundhara Kings Arena is by
good.
miles the best, right?
It's beautiful.
It's a good stadium.
It's a
right?
nice stadium.
But outside of Dhaka, if you go to Mymensingh, Gazipur, Munshiganj, it's extremely bad. And
They need a hand.
yeah, I think me and Jay could do a better job with the
Like
pitch.
they need a hand, like the facility wise, like floodlights.
Floodlight নাই.
Floodlight nai. It should be there in every stadium in Bangladesh, floodlights. Because in Bangladesh, the sun goes down very fast now. After that, there's no sun. So if you play in the evening time, let's say 8, 9 o'clock, then jara কাজ করে ওরা আসতে পারবে after work. They can come after office or whatever they do. They can come watch the game. But if you play 2:30 or 2:45, it's hard for people to come. কারণ ওই সময় তো office time না.
Wait, so rewind. So you're saying যে Bangladeshi National League ফুটবল ক্লাব এত বড় বড় ক্লাব যে খেলতেছে, এখানে স্টেডিয়াম মধ্যে ফ্লাডলাইটই নাই?
No, and that's the issue. Cause
That's crazy.
yeah, we don't have floodlights. So
But I don't think that has nothing to do with the federation, because every district has their own stadium,
Has
right?
their own stadium,
So
yeah.
I think it's the district who has to take care of that.
Wow.
yeah, but like, so that forces us players to play at like 2:30 in the afternoon when it's scorching, or like we start warm
Right.
at like 1:30
So
when
লিগে
it's like
খেলা হইতেছে
scorching hot.
দুপুরবেলা ভিড়ের সময় যখন সবাই কাজে আছে. That means no viewership, no fans coming into the stadium, and no growth of the league whatsoever.
It's hard for them to watch the match because it's like the busy time, right, for them. So that's why it would be better it was like 7, 8, 9 o'clock evening.
Yeah. I remember once a few years ago we had a game in Rajshahi, and Rajshahi is
Rajshahi.
very hot. It's very hot, so we had like a 2 p.m. kickoff, scorching hot sun. I remember it was like 42, 43 degrees. It was so hot, like it's inhuman conditions.
ফ্লাডলাইট ছাড়া রাতে খেলা স্কেডিউলই হয় না.
Not outside of Basundhara Kings Arena, I don't think so.
No, and
Silet, we played in Silet a few years ago.
Yeah, but that was like 5 p.m. or something.
Yeah,
5
yeah, because they have floodlights. But
I think
all the other-
Basundhara now is like 5:30 or something like
yeah,
that.
5:30.
সো এই ধরনের ইস্যু থাকার পর, সো স্টেডিয়ামে ফ্লাডলাইট নাই, সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া barely exists, প্লেয়াররা ঠিক মতো পেমেন্ট পাচ্ছে না. Should young players like Kuba Mitchell leave English clubs like Sunderland to come and play for the Bangladeshi National League? But do you guys not regret coming to play in a national league which needs so many improvements still?
No, I don't regret coming here because I've been loving Bangladesh since the day I arrived. But as we spoke about, there's always room for improvement na.
Yeah.
Karon every human is almost the same. Like if you have one dream, when you fulfill that dream, you go to another dream. So it's the same with the facilities. Oh, we got a football field. Okay, now we want to build this. Oh, we got this. Now we want to have this.
Yeah.
So it'll come the same.
So you're respecting the process, or you're trusting the process to things
I
will
hope
improve.
the process will go the right way, and I hope that the district, alongside maybe the government, can help putting floodlights or the needed facilities. Like আমি একটা example দেই, আমার আগের সিজন একটা খেলা ছিল গাজীপুর. There was one toilet
For how many players?
for I don't know 25 people, right?
Jesus.
So
And there's probably piss and shit everywhere.
so
That is
so
the
that's
pre-match
what
hype we need.
so that's what I'm saying is like the district, they also have to help with this.
Right.
The federation can say so as much as they can, but they don't have the power over that stadium. Even the national stadium, I don't even think they have the power of that.
If you are a young player like Kuba Mitchell, would you come to play for the Bangladeshi National League?
Well, I came when I was 19. I think Cuba is 19 at the moment. And I've had fairly successful 5-6 years. I've played almost everything when I've been healthy. But again, I played during those years when the football was going upwards.
Right.
Right.
Better conditions.
Only I'd say a year was like not so great.
Yeah.
As far as club football goes. But if everything goes well, I am 100% sure that once Cuba Mitchell settles in Bangladesh, he will be able to fulfill his potential and he will have many successful years here if the club wants him and if he wants to stay here.
Jamal bhai, is our league ready to develop top talent like Kuba Mitchell?
Oh, that's a good question. Of course, it depends which club you're in, right? And it's not only about the club, it's also about the player. What kind of mindset does he have? Because playing in England and playing in Bangladesh is two different environments, is two different culture. Like you cannot expect the same thing in Bangladesh as you got in England, for example. So my advice would be like, get your mindset on and make the best as you can while you're here, and then that will take you far.
Because I remember like he was probably way more pampered in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the hotels, food, stadiums he was playing on. It's nothing like that in Bangladesh, right? You cannot compare Gajipur with, Sunderland training complex pitches or sports complex pitches. It's just day and night. The difference is day and night. So I remember Oscar Bruzon, who is the old coach at Kings, he used to always say, playing football in Bangladesh is a different breed of football. It's so tough just because of everything that happens outside of the pitch. And I 100% agree with him.
Yeah. আরেকটু ডার্কার টার্ন নিব এই এপিসোডটা। আমার একটা ভালো ফ্রেন্ড ছিল, he used to play for the national league, the national football league, and he used to tell me প্রায় যে অনেক ধরনের ম্যাচ ফিক্সিং আর স্পট ফিক্সিং হয়. Is this true?
I have never been involved with that, so I cannot really say anything about it.
Would you be surprised if
I heard in the lower league, in the what's the league? Championship, I heard there was a lot of match fixing, and I heard that the federation took action against it. But me myself, my team has never been involved in it.
But even during my time, there's been few match fixing issues with. Remember, I think Arambag or some club had some match fixing issues.
So আমরা যেমন ক্রিকেটে ম্যাচ ফিক্সিং আর স্পট ফিক্সিং we talk about, ফুটবলও কিন্তু ম্যাচ ফিক্সিং আর স্পট ফিক্সিং করা যায়. Very easy for the referees or the players to put in a tackle late or get a red card and so and so. 2021 সালে একটা story came out is 13 Arambag footballers and club officials banned from match fixing.
The whole team almost.
Like, that's crazy. So আমি শুনছি যে আরো অনেক বেশি হয় obviously সব ম্যাচ ফিক্সিং.
So what did they get out of it?
So
a lot of players got banned.
They got banned, match fixing, live betting, and match manipulation. 13 footballers.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, I remember that season. I remember Arambag that season, and sometimes I just watched them and I was thinking, like, what the fuck is going on? Seriously. No, I remember it very clear. I remember they used to have maybe their home pitch in Kumilla, because we played against them in Kumilla.
Okay.
I remember it very well.
So football and match fixing, বোঝানোর জন্য, what did you notice within things that would go wrong?
No, it's just sometimes it's very difficult to realize, but then because you've played football for so long.
So what did you see যেটা match fixing এ parent ছিল ওই গেমগুলোতে?
Maybe you just see mistakes that don't make any sense, right?
So strikers missing
you know,
goals.
like they just don't make sense, you know.
So strikers missing goals, like players coming in to whack you and get a red card, or what were you
No,
saying?
obviously I don't remember that detail, but like I remember there was I think a match fixing scandal in Finland, right? And they showed the game and the actions, how the goalkeeper conceded, and you just watch the video and you just think,
But I think it's more the lower clubs, like the
it's
the smaller
it's-
clubs.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I think it's more them
Yeah,
than
but
the big clubs.
But I remember that few players have mentioned to me that they have been approached, but obviously they didn't do it, right? But obviously they shared the story because Bangladesh is a very easy place to do match fixing. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Because you know the small countries where there isn't that much international coverage, it's easier to do match fixing. You can't just do match fixing in Premier League.
Oh,
It's not that easy, right?
Yeah.
So in Bangladesh, even in Finland is a relatively small football country.
Yeah.
This happens and players are approached.
যেখানে viewership কম, যেখানে attention to detail কম, ওখানে it's
Yeah,
very easy to
yeah.
get away with it.
Exactly.
Wow. Would you be surprised যদি আমি বলি যে অনেক match fixing বা spot fixing হচ্ছে?
I would be surprised if you say there's a lot of match fixing going on.
Right. আমাকে যে প্লেয়ারটা বলছিল, obviously this is hearsay, but he said যে হ্যাঁ, he's seen multiple instances where this is happening, and I was shocked to hear it, and it was sad to hear it as well. But
Yeah.
I think what scares me is যে if players are not getting paid, say local player club থেকে salary পাচ্ছে না, and হ্যাঁ সবাই বলছে match fixing is an integrity issue, but if someone's not getting paid, it pushes them closer to issues like match fixing and sports betting and all of that. It's a very scary loop, no?
But you have to be very desperate to do it. Extremely desperate.
But what if local players are not getting paid at all? Like,
But the consequences is like you get
you can get even 2-3
suspended,
years
right?
banned.
2
Yeah.
years,
Uh-huh.
4 years, I
Yeah.
don't know. So that's the consequence. So it's a risk to take.
Yeah. But then if they get $500 for 3 years
Then
of ban,
yeah,
you
what's-
know,
what's-
what is the win, right? So,
all right,
but yeah, as far as I know players have been approached, but they've never done.
fair.
Because in the end of the day, if you had been approached, why would you tell about it if you did it, right? So
Match fixing, spot fixing, betting in sports is becoming a very big thing. আমি সেদিন একটা ভিডিও দেখতেছিলাম যেখানে even 6 years ago 2018 USA তে only একটা স্টেটে স্পোর্টস ব্যাটিং করতে দিত। এখন USA তে only 4টা না 5টা স্টেট আছে যেখানে স্পোর্টস ব্যাটিং করা যায় না। Globally, you're seeing sports betting become a part of all the sports that we love and follow. India, our national team sponsor for cricket was Dream 11. It's a betting company. Bangladesh, you're seeing betting company ads across sports. How damaging, but how scary is this for Bangladeshi football as a whole? Or is this something that great players get to make more money and sponsorships and all of that?
I don't. Just because of my religious beliefs, I don't like betting, right? I
Yeah.
don't think we should be promoting betting or whatever, but I understand if someone is doing it because they get sponsorship money. That's
Have you
the
guys ever been approached for betting sponsorships? Never.
No.
Not for betting. I think isn't it illegal in Bangladesh?
It is. Asha, would you do a betting ad if you're approached?
No.
But Shakib Al Hasan to give
Because-
Kushi Hoy betting your ad.
The problem I have with betting companies is like it makes people like addicted
Yeah.
to something which is wrong, right?
Yeah.
You don't want people to be addicted to this kind of thing. If it was something positive, okay, I could do it. But betting and you become addicted to it, then you start using your family's money and you're taking a loan from your friends and stuff like that. No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
But addicted to we're seeing people like Shakib Al Hasan doing betting ads. You're saying it's illegal, but Bangladesh, you're seeing betting ads on TV. You're seeing all of this stuff happen. Scary world.
Yeah, it doesn't go.
It depends on the
my
individual,
values,
right?
yeah.
If he thinks it's okay, then that's on him.
Yeah.
But other people has different opinions, right? So if it's up to the individual because especially in Bangladesh, is a sensitive subject, betting, and also as Tariq said, it's like illegal.
Yeah.
But I remember this one. It's not funny. It's actually a sad story about like betting. I had a teammate in Finland, and so after you come for warm up, you have like 5-10 minutes time in the dressing room before kickoff. I remember we come from warm up, and this guy is on his phone. Imagine like 5 minutes before kickoff playing online blackjack. So like I've had this kind of like first-hand experience where I see how deep this problem can go. And this guy would like loan money from his flipping aunt's cat or something, like mom, dad, whoever he could get money from, he'd take 10, 20 years, whatever. And he's just paid on blackjack.
And you're seeing players bet on themselves now, like Ivan Toney bet on himself. He said scoring a goal.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Huh?
Yeah,
I'm betting aske ami goal korbo. Like the amount of confidence he has.
Yeah. I mean, now that's a funny story, right? Because you just believe in yourself so much that.
Ek bosor ban chilo na?
Or 18 months, I think.
18 months.
Yeah.
And he had like, I think like 1,000 bets or something. Like many bets,
I mean, he does love money because he left the Premier League to play in Saudi, so he had his priorities straight.
But even I think Sandro Tonali from Newcastle. He
was
banned
addicted, right?
Yeah.
So he was.
But he didn't bet on himself. ওটা করেন নিজের উপর bet করেন
I don't know about that, but I just heard he was addicted to it and he went to therapy or something like that. So rehab.
But the rise of sports betting and gambling is connected with the rise of match fixing and spot fixing. So NBA the last 2 years, a 6-7টা case হয়েছে of spot fixing. NBA. So you're saying যে বড় লিগা হয় না, বড় লিগা their eyes on it, but it's just getting very, very scary. NBA তে একটা player bet on himself getting an injury halfway through the match. Halfway through the match, he faked an injury to
what
get
was
off.
The other player? Luca Paqueta?
Yeah, Paqueta.
Yeah. He told his family in Brazil that he would get a yellow card. And then his whole family village, like they were placing bets. And then I don't know, Bet365, they were like, why is the all bets coming from his family in Brazil from this particular village? So, yeah.
Now, this is very scary. Last episode we did on cricket and match fixing, and cricket it's huge.
Like cricket, how does it work in cricket?
Oh, cricket is ironic beshi. Cricket there are 101 ways to do it. Cricket jeta hoy most common. It's like a pitch curator can also do it. For example, Sri Lanka khela hoiteche. This is the most proven one. Sri Lanka ekta stadium is called Gali. It's one of those islandy stadiums. Every single game there for the last 15 years, the pitch curator there, he used to basically decide whether he wants to make the pitch shit for batters or make it better. So যদি একটা test match হয় for 5 days, if he wants, he can make the pitch so shit যে 3 দিনের মধ্যে খেলা শেষ হয়ে যাবে. So people can bet যে 3 days এর মধ্যে শেষ হয়ে যাবে খেলা.
Wow.
In a T20 game, you can bowl a no ball here and there. You can bowl a wide. You can decide.
No ball is when you don't hit the ball.
No ball is when you bowl beyond the bowler's crease. A bowler like the line is you have to release the ball.
Okay.
Cricket and match fixing is সবচেয়ে বেশি হয়. And people say যে মানুষ, or this is the scary part, people think যে players are willing to betray their football clubs but cricket clubs only, but players very famously betray their national teams as well, which is as much as treason, which is quite scary.
Damn.
And in football, it's very sad because it's the gentleman sport, right? So I think it kills the sport.
Football is spot fixing red cards mainly. Red cards,
Yellow
goals.
cards.
Yellow cards.
Because yellow card is very... I would assume it's very... I don't have experience, okay, but I would assume it's very easy. Yeah. And then to concede a goal or foul or whatever.
Red cards, the odds are crazy. You're looking at $99 per player who would get a red card easily. So it's a scary world. Asha, এখন আসি হচ্ছে the last segment is overall, আমরা অনেক কিছু নিয়ে কথা বলছি. National League এর অবস্থা অনেক improve করতে হবে. National team এর অবস্থা খুবই জোস. But I think the part about the national team being the coolest right now for any player is, I guess, Hamza Chowdhury inclusion in the football team. What is it like playing with someone like Hamza Chowdhury on the team?
I was just saying, like, I was talking about this back home, and now obviously my friends were asking. And I just think, like, Hamza's like a cool guy, like, I don't know, like, he's just like us, He's very easy to be with, like, he doesn't he doesn't have a ego or whatever. He's
Anything.
a very humble guy, down to earth, and he's just like one of the boys.
He's like, he's just observing
Yeah.
like things. Because I will remember when the second time he came in, I think it was June. I said, "How has it been for you?" Like, and he said, "Bro, I'm just observing all the things. So many things are happening, and I'm observing how the people are to me, how you guys are to me, and me when I came to Bangladesh, I was the same. I was also observing like how things are and how people are to me and stuff like that. But as a, when you sit around him or speak with him and have normal conversations with him, he's like a normal guy like us. Like, he makes jokes as well, and he can also say, "Hey, look at that dude. Why is he doing like that?" and stuff like that. So So for us, of course, he's exceptional. He's probably the best player ever Bangladesh had. I would say that. But as a part of the group, he's been tremendous.
Right.
Very good.
No, I see the posts that you post on your social media, like Charpajon Ekshatan, like stylistic, or you like the boys marker post that Jamal Bhuyan is on your feed, on your Instagram feed, like you post like photos of 5 or 6 of you guys at a rooftop bar. And this, that.
Yeah. Normally when we have
Very
off days,
cool.
we always hang out.
Yeah.
So we're like 3, 4, 5 of us. We always hang out together, and me and Tariq has been there.
Yeah.
For a few years, but Famidul, Zayan, Shomit, Hamza, they're the new guys, right?
Yeah.
So you want to integrate them. You want them to feel welcome and
100%.
not be like, these are the guys inside, these are guys outside. You want everybody to be part of the group. And the best way you can do it, like, tell them, hey, let's go for a walk, let's go for coffee, let's hang out. And then you start to know the person.
So you guys are talking to these national football team stars on the daily basis. Do you think we're yet to see the best of them? Like, do you think the best is yet to come from these players? Because ekhon apnara, like, you guys have just started playing together. So the more you gel, the more patient we are. Do you think we can look at a very, very big 2026 ahead for the national team?
As a collective, yeah. As a collective, the best is not yet to come, because we've all of
I think
us.
we play better and better and better and better for every game.
Every game has been better and better. So as a collective, I think we can go.
Is it more about learning from the previous mistakes, or is it more about the strategy changing?
No,
every
it's
single
just
game?
so.
They're bringing different quality now.
Yeah.
When they're bringing different quality to the team, it also uplifts the other players. So the other players get, for example, more confidence.
Yeah.
They get more belief in themselves. Nah, আমার পিছনে আছে, Hamza আছে. So if I make a mistake, okay, Hamza is there to cover the ball. So in that sense, it's really nice to have them.
Awesome. And last question I think I want to leave the viewers with and you guys with is, looking back at your career, Jamal bhai, you are now 35, I believe. Tariq bhai, you're 25. What legacy do you want to leave behind for Bangladeshi football?
Jay, you want to go first? Your time is up. Quicker than mine.
Yeah, I've been here forever. I'm like a dinosaur in Bangladesh. No, I just want people to say that Jamal was a good guy and he made me feel good around him. Whatever people has to say about my football, that's up to them.
Yeah.
But me, what I can do is like treat everybody with respect and let them know that I'm a good guy. Because after a few years, let's say after 10, 20 years, people will forget what you told them. But how you make them feel, they will never forget that. So if I have that impact on them, then for me, that will be fantastic.
Wow. I think that's beautiful. And I think our generation, Gen Z, and a lot of millennials as well, will remember Jamal Bhuyan as the face of Bangladeshi football growing up.
Yeah.
So I think that's such a special feeling for you to take forward. Tariq bhai, you still have a lot of time.
Still 15 years.
No, bro, no. That sounds too long. Yeah, well, God knows the best. But I'm not so worrying about how people will remember me on the pitch, more off the pitch. I really hope that people will remember me as a fair guy, as an honest guy, and a guy who treated everyone the same, no matter your position in your company, whatever you are, you're the cleaner, you're the CEO. I just really want to treat everyone the same. We're humans after all. And I think I'm doing a good I'm doing a good job at the moment. So I just hope I can keep myself grounded and humble and just
That's
smooth
awesome.
sail.
That's awesome, and not the answers I was expecting. I thought you guys would talk about footballing performances, but these answers make me even happier knowing, being such a big star, the focus should always be on how good you are as a person.
Because I think we're not machines, right?
Yeah,
We're not just these football players. We're actual human beings. And for me, let's say about Jamal, for me, it's more important how Jamal is as a human being than as a player. And that's why I spend so much time with him. It's not because or why I look at him as my big brother. It's not because he's a good footballer. It's because he's a good human being.
100%, and that's what's most important. Awesome. I think there's a lot to take away from this episode, but yeah, I hope viewer সবাই দেখতে পারছেন the difference in playing for Bangladesh and playing in Bangladesh, and we had two fantastic examples to speak about that. Before we end today's episode, আমরা guest দেখে সুন্দর একটা gift দিতে যাব from our sponsors, Matt Coffee. Comedian Amin Hanan Chowdhury.
The chubby guy.
It's a chubby stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he's a nice.
So he actually owns his brand. So we're
He's a
sponsored by-
nice.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I think he's the best comedian, right?
100%. Yeah. So Matt Coffee has sponsored our show. I don't know Kidi said, but they should be really, really nice.
I
Cool.
got a t-shirt, bro.
T-shirt. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. And that
I mean-
was another episode of SCANeDalous. Awesome. Hope you had a good one. Until next time, stay safe and subscribe to stay tuned for more episodes.